The organisation Undoing Tax Abuse says government should start working with civil society to find solutions on road safety. OUTA says the increase in road fatalities shows that government has failed to deal with the problem. We now speak to one of the organisation's spokespeople. Andrea van Heerden actually is the Senior Legal Project Manager at OUTA. Andrea, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. So what have you witnessed that has prompted this call for a closer collaboration with civil society groups?
Hi, good afternoon, and thank you so much for having us this afternoon. I think when we think about the topic of road safety, it is a very, very important one. And in OUTA's opinion, especially in light of the fact that the Minister gave the latest statistics of what happened during the Easter weekend, it is immensely concerning of what has transpired on our roads. And that just speaks to the ineffectiveness or government's inability to increase road safety on our roads. At the end of the day, a government is there to deliver service to its citizens and to make sure that their citizens are kept safe. So when we do travel on our roads, we expect that our vehicles will be in a position, or the roads will be in a position to ensure that everybody gets to their destination safely. So I think just roughly we've crunched the numbers, and it is clear that from year on year, especially last year this time, road deaths have increased by 40%. So we've witnessed 226 deaths on our roads just over the Easter weekend, which is absolutely alarming.
What will you have government do? You call for a closer collaboration with civil society organizations, but what will you have them do?
Right, so it's really important to understand that when we look at the concept of road safety, it's a multi-pronged approach. And in order to really sustain responsible roads, we need effective interventions. And we need a well-funded lead agency and a national plan or strategy with measurable targets are these crucial components to ensure sustainable roads. Now, the only way for government, I always say that the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. And for the past 9 years, we had 7 different ministers of transport, all swearing that this is a very important topic, yet no interventions or meaningful, impactful interventions has come across or have been implemented to date. So, and I also like to say that there's a big, big difference. And I think that is what we as civil society are encountering. There's a massive difference between engagement and just ticking the tick box, or just checking the tick box to engage with civil society, and then also meaningful engagements. There's a big difference between just engaging or having meaningful engagements. And we believe that not just OUTA, but other civil society organizations or even other stakeholder entities like the AA are in a unique position to provide a different perspective to government. So it's not this adversarial thing about we are just raking government over the coals. We are saying it's a call to come to civil society, engage with us, collaborate with civil society so we can find effective interventions.
What is civil society proposing? So the meeting is happening with the relevant government officials. What are some of the items that you have on your list?
Right, so some of those items do include, when you look at the agency that is currently responsible for maintaining our roads or for ensuring road safety, one of the agencies comes to mind is the Road Traffic Management Corporation. Now, the Road Traffic Management Corporation is the entity responsible to implement these programs. There's a vast majority. South Africa is part of the UN Declaration and other international countries. They take part in this survey, and there are strategic things that other countries have already been implemented. Policy. When you look at just road traffic in itself, it's a multi-pronged approach. So we need adequate policy. We need adequate legislation. We need more visible policing. We need the agency to look at driver's licenses renewals, PDP renewals. We need to look at the infrastructure in order to improve the infrastructure of the roads. So it's a multi-pronged approach, and I think what civil society is actually suggesting is let's all get around the same table and discuss these things. I mean, we call for Ndaba, or we call for a workshop, or we call for just engagement for government to actually just listen to these interventions. Not just government interventions, but taking hand with private companies, with the private sector in order to ensure these things. So I think when we do get this meeting and we sit around the table, all the nitty-gritty can be explored. But like I said, it's multi-pronged approach. And there are certain things we can't, from a civil society perspective, do, is the enforcement of legislation. OUTA's all for great legislation and regulations, but if it can't be enforced, then you have a problem with enforcing compliance or even just changing driver behavior. So to sum it up, I think there are a lot of things that we can suggest, and policies and regulations and implementation and looking at road safety, but we need government's buy-in, and we need government to listen to civil society and take hands in order to find these solutions.
Andrea van Heerden, Senior Legal Project Manager at OUTA. Thank you very much for your time.